Hey, this is a video response to Andy mcgaffigan's summer jobs vlog. I thought I'd take this opportunity to share some of the summer jobs that I've had. When I was in high school, I worked at a grocery store and I was a cashier. It was okay. We had a couple of really interesting things happen. I had Frenchmen come through my line and they didn't speak a word of English, and when I handed them back their change, the man like kissed my hand, which was really nice. I also I once had to decorate a cake, and I worked cash and I'd never, I bake at home, but I've never decorated a cake professionally before. And we had a woman come in one night, really close to closing, and she was like, I ordered a cake and I told them that I would come and pick it up right before closing, and we couldn't find it, so we had to decorate her a new one. It was the most stressful thing ever, because I'm like, this is for a 5-year-old kid. I know I'm just gonna ruin his birthday and spell his name wrong. It was so stressful. I also, what other interesting things happened at the grocery store? During this freak thunderstorm, all the power went out, and we saw the parking lot is at the front of the store, and we had all these windows that kind of looked out, and after the parking lot there's this big, there's not a lot of buildings, it's not very tall, so we could see the vast open sky, and it was all of this thunder was crashing, and people just everybody in the whole store flocked to the front, and just we looked out the windows at this amazing storm. And then I worked there for high school, and then the summer in between my first and second year of university, I worked doing internet tech support for this company. I won't say who it was, but I answered telephone calls with people who couldn't get their internet working, and you got to talk to a lot of really strange people. I had one guy, he had an incredibly simple problem to fix, and I had him up and running in 4 minutes or something, and he was like, oh, if you weren't already married, I would marry you. And I'm just I'm not going to correct you and tell you that I'm not married. He was really creepy. We also, when we got close to the end of the summer, one of my friends, because we live in Ontario, we get TV Ontario, right? So when we were a kid, we grew up watching Pokeroo. If you don't know what that is, you need to Google it. It's really funny. But because all of our calls came in from the United States, nobody knew who Pokeroo was. So one of the guys who I was sitting near that night, he every time he answered the phone, he's like, thank you for calling, Pokeroo speaking, how may I help you? And nobody corrected him the whole night. We used to dare each other just to come up with the most random names ever. One of my friends was like, Shanae speaking, and nobody says anything, don't want to insult you. But it was a pretty fun job. And then this last summer, between second and third year of university, I worked doing tutoring for learning disabled children, and that was a lot of fun. Most of my kids were really great, and I didn't have any problems with them. But I had this one kid, he was a nightmare. I swear his mother forced him to come to tutoring, and he just had absolutely no interest in doing whatever we were doing. So I'd see them for an hour every week, and we'd do practice their typing skills, and then we'd work on different things reading comprehension or grammar, stuff like that. But I could not interest him in anything, and he would just sit there and refuse to work. And every week, I just wanted to come in and just punch this kid in the neck and just be fucking sit up at the computer, do your fucking work, you're here for an hour. But eventually just got to the point where it's if you don't want to do anything, I can't really force you to do it, so let's just try and find something that's mildly education related so that we can say that you got something out of these sessions. It's I'm getting paid quite a lot to sit here and not teach you, so you really need to take advantage of it. But the tutoring was really good. I really liked it, and some of my kids were so adorable. They range kind of from anywhere from the first grade through till grade 10. I had one girl who was just going into high school, so I did a lot of stuff with her, which was really fun because she was my oldest student. I got to plan cool things for her and be like, this is how you keep organized in high school. Like, this is kind of like what they expect of you. I thought that was great. But I had a lot of kids who were like only in the first or second grade, and so like when they were typing, their hands were like too small to like sit on home row and stuff, and a lot of them were really sad to like see me go. They would like hug me like 3 times before I left for their last session. It was so funny. But yeah, I haven't really had that many bad experiences with my summer jobs. Like, oh, knock on wood, like I hope it never happens. But I think I've been pretty lucky with the kind of jobs that I've been set up with. Except for the tutoring job I had with my best friend's mom was my boss. So I like finish work and go home, and my friend would be like, hey, like, why don't you come over? Like, we'll do something. We'll have dinner with my family. And I'm just like, your mom's my boss. And, you know, if it was a day when I was, like, in the office doing, like, preparation and planning for, like, the upcoming week, it's, like, Fridays I spent in the office with my boss, and, you know, come Friday night or Saturday, it's, like, I kind of don't want to go hang out at your place because your mom's my boss and I've, you know, been around her all week. So I think that was the only disadvantage to the tutoring job. But other than that, I've had pretty painless work experiences, so just thought I would give my input on summer jobs. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.